Good evening, guys, or good day, wherever you're watching this. I wanted to do kind of a chit-chat visual audio video on my personal thoughts on how to process your emotions and how I personally process my emotions or my general outlook on those things. So I think that when we're little, we don't really learn emotional regulation until we're older. So I think when we learn those things, we can either learn positive or negative ways to either deal with emotions or cope with emotions, depending on what's going on in our life. Like one thing I do often is my INFJ friend, I try and help her learn how to rationally process her emotions, because that's typically how I tend to process my emotions and deal with them. So I think it's something we start to learn, and we almost have a prerequisite to dealing with our emotions in a certain way from when we're little. And I think that those habits and traits can start to manifest more when we get older. I've always been a fairly emotionally composed person. I remember even when I was little, my mother always said that I was extremely emotionally composed. Like I didn't even cry when I was born. I just stared. So I wanted to mostly just say, as we get older, I think that we can learn poor habits, and I think that those poor habits can cause even more severe emotional deregulation. Either be it through medicating emotions, through, drinking too much, substance abuse of some kind. Typically, those things are caused in an effort to mask or medicate emotions when dealing with trauma or when we've experienced trauma and we don't actually want to process the emotions that are happening as a residual effect of those traumas. I think that it is wise that we learn as human beings how to process our emotions, be it through an external catharsis of some kind, which travel can very much be that, or physical activity can very much be that external catharsis for a way to process our emotions, for a way to build on positive emotions. There is meditation. You can also learn to meditate or process your emotions that way or through yoga. There are many, many holistic healing practices out there that can teach you how to process your emotions in a healthy way rather than doing things that are generally unhealthy for you. That can be, medicating, like with substance abuse, like I said, isolation can be one. There's many, many factors that come into play when it comes to how people deal with their emotions and maybe not really learning how to deal with their emotions. I think a lot of people try and mask their emotions and run from their emotions, and it can just end up causing more issues and more damage than is good. And that's just not something that is going to benefit you in the end. I think learning not only how to confront and deal with your own emotions in life is extremely healthy and beneficial, but then also learning how to understand someone else's emotions and why they're feeling the way they are. I tend to focus a lot on the why. Like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? What is the root fundamental cause for why this is occurring? What are all the defense mechanisms? What are all of the coping mechanisms that are masking the root cause of something? Because only when we get to the root cause of something are we actually able to treat the cause instead of masking symptoms. So I think that if you find yourself in like crisis cycles, or you find yourself dealing with unpleasant emotions or not knowing how to deal with emotions, definitely explore holistic options, holistic therapy options. Definitely explore yourself on the inside. Explore self-insight, self-development. I'll leave some links down below to holistic therapies that I personally have found beneficial for myself. But I think overall, learning how to understand our own emotions helps us be more efficient communicators and more effective in our own lives. It helps us build better relationships and bonds with people, and it helps us to build better relationships with ourselves. That's really all I wanted to say. Is I typically tend to take a very rational approach to how I process my emotions, because I really like to get to the why I'm doing something or why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And I think embracing that mindset is really beneficial. So I kind of just wanted to put this out there for food for thought for people. As I said, I will leave some links down below on some holistic therapies that I have found beneficial when it comes to learning about your emotions and what they are and why you're having them and how to deal with them. I hope that you guys found this little chat enlightening and insightful in some way. I definitely want to have all of my videos on this channel be very beneficial and insightful in some way, whether it's in a shedding light, tough love way, or in a shedding light, trying to improve something way, or just sharing insight in general. But yeah, well, thank you for listening and for watching. I hope you guys are liking these little videos. I'll probably do a few of them every actual filming video that I do. We'll kind of see what happens. So if you like my content and you like some of the thoughts and thought-provoking content that I share, please like and please subscribe. Please leave some of your thoughts and comments down below on how you personally process your emotions. I do like to kind of hear everyone's general take on things. So thank you again for listening, and I hope everyone has a good night. Bye.